This video will cover moderate part 3 questions relating to the topic of curve sketching. This is the only question. The domain is all real numbers. The x-intercept is when y equals 0, then means the numerator is 0. So 4x squared equals 0, then x equals 0. The y-intercept is when x equals 0, then f of 0 equals 4 times 0 squared, which is 0 over 0 squared plus 3. Then 0 over 3, which is 0. So 0, 0 is the only intercept. F of minus x equals 4 times minus x squared over minus x squared plus 3. Then 4 times x squared over x squared plus 3, which is f of x. Then f of minus x equals f of x. That means f is an even function. So graph has a symmetry about the y-axis. Limit as x approaches infinity, 4x squared over x squared plus 3. This is infinity over infinity form. We need the highest power of x in the denominator, which is x squared, times 1 over x squared over 1 over x squared, equals limit as x approaches infinity, then expand 4x squared over x squared over first one x squared over x squared plus second one 3 over x squared. Then limit as x approaches infinity, we can simplify 4 over 1 plus 3 over x squared. Now put infinity into x. 4 over 1 plus 3 over infinity squared, which is infinity. That means 4 over 1 plus 0, which is 4. Do you remember the shortcut? Just take the highest power of x on each side. So 4x squared over x squared. Then cancelled. We have the same answer. Limit as x approaches minus infinity, 4x squared over x squared plus 3. Now using the shortcut, 4x squared over x squared equals 4. That means the horizontal asymptote is y equals 4. F prime of x equals, using the quotient rule, u over v prime equals u prime v minus u v prime over v squared. Then 4x squared prime times x squared plus 3 minus 4x squared times x squared plus 3 prime over x squared plus 3 squared equals 4x squared prime is 8x times x squared plus 3 minus 4x squared times x squared plus 3 prime is 2x over x squared plus 3 squared equals expand 8x cubed plus 24x minus 8x cubed over x squared plus 3 squared. Then cancelled. The final answer is 24x over x squared plus 3 squared. F prime of x equals 0. That means the numerator is 0, which is 24x equals 0. So x equals 0. The critical number is x equals 0. The number line is here, f prime of x, then 0. When the testing number is -1, the denominator of f prime is always positive, this one. So we can use only the numerator part, which is 24x. So 24 times -1 is -24, which is negative. When the testing number is 1, 24 times 1 is 24, which is positive. F prime of x changes the sign, negative to positive, at x equals 0. So relative minimum at x equals 0. Then use this, f of 0 equals 0 over 0 plus 3 equals 0. So relative minimum is 0, 0. F second prime of x equals, using the quotient rule, 24x prime times x squared plus 3 squared minus 24x times x squared plus 3 squared prime over x squared plus 3 squared then squared equals 24x prime is 24 times x squared plus 3 squared minus 24x. X squared plus 3 squared prime is, using the chain rule, 2 times x squared plus 3 to the power of 1, then times x squared plus 3 prime over x squared plus 3 to the power of 4 equals 24 times x squared plus 3 squared minus 48x times x squared plus 3 times x squared plus 3 prime is 2x over x squared plus 3 to the power of 4. Then divide by x squared plus 3 on each side. So cancelled, cancelled, cancelled. Then 24 times x squared plus 3 minus 48x times 2x over x squared plus 3 cubed. Then simplify, expand, 24x squared plus 24 times 3 is 72 minus this one 96x squared over x squared plus 3 cubed. Then 72 minus 24x squared minus 96x squared, which is 72x squared over x squared plus 3 cubed. Then we can factor, take out 72, 1 minus x squared over x squared plus 3 cubed. F second prime of x equals 0, that means the numerator is 0, which is 72 times 1 minus x squared equals 0. 72 times, we can factor, this one is a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. Then 1 minus x times 1 plus x equals 0. So 1 minus x equals 0 or 1 plus x equals 0. That means x equals 1 or minus 1. There is a number line, f prime of x minus 1 and 1. When the testing number is x equals minus 2. The denominator of the f prime of x is always positive, this one. So we can use only the numerator part, which is 72 times 1 minus x squared. Then 72 times 1 minus x squared, which is 4. Then 72 times minus 3, which is negative. When the testing number equals 0, 72 times 1 minus 0 squared, which is 0, then 72 is positive. When the testing number is 2, 72 times 1 minus 2 squared, which is 4, equals 72 times minus 3 is negative. Concave down. F second prime of x change the sign at x equals minus 1 and 1. So inflection point is at x equals minus 1 and 1. F of minus 1 equals 4 times minus 1 squared over minus 1 squared plus 3 equals 4 over 1 plus 3. 4 over 4 means 1. F of 1 equals 4 times 1 squared over 1 squared plus 3. 4 over 4 equals 1. Then inflection points are minus 1, 1 and 1, 1. F prime of x equals 0 at x equals 0. The relative minimum is 0, 0. This part is negative and positive. F second prime of x equals 0 when x equals minus 1 and 1. And inflection point is minus 1, 1 and 1, 1. Then minus, plus, minus. F prime of x is minus, that means decreasing. Minus, that means decreasing. Plus, increasing. Plus, increasing. F second prime of x is minus, that means concave down, plus concave up, plus concave up, minus concave down. The shape of the graph is concave down and decreasing only at this part, the concave up and decreasing only at this part, concave up, increasing only at this part, concave down, increasing only at this part. The horizontal asymptote is y equals 4. Relative minimum is 0, 0. Inflection point is minus 1, 1 and 1, 1. Then decreasing and concave down, decreasing concave up, increasing concave up, increasing concave down. Then this is the graph of y equals 4x squared over x squared plus 3. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in a comment below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.